first time.
Yeah.
It's loud, huh?
Yeah.
It's loud, and it's hot, and there's so much wind everywhere.
Fucking on the IG mouth when I get through, I'm picking her up. She dead. None of my ops ain't popping outside, cause if they do, they dead. Young nigga iced out, in the drop top, looking like a round in the bus lid. I can't be playing with these diamonds, I can't be playing with this money, no way. Ooh, yeah. My new bitch a whole mood, yeah.
Beautiful Lamborghini from Plantain. It's in for a pre-purchase inspection. It actually just came from Lamborghini in Dubai. The owner wanted a second opinion on their inspection before he bought it, so we'll just be going through it, making sure there's not been any bump. No mileage discrepancies. We do check the gearbox mileage on these as well. In the UK, I don't know if it's big here, but in the UK, it was really big to fit mileage blockers and, you know, tamper with the mileage and whatnot. Checking here for leaks, checking the bushes, all of the rubbers on the car, and again, just ensuring it's a good purchase for the owner to buy. One of the things flagged up on the pre-purchase inspection it just had was the owner was told it needs a new coolant pump because the coolant pump is leaking. So you can see here, there's a slight sweat on the coolant pump. Car's done 5,000 kilometers. One of the things that we're looking for when there is signs of coolant leaking out of the coolant pump or oil leaking out of the oil pump is we're ensuring that it's not a sweat. They're ensuring that it is an actual leak before informing the customer that he needs to replace it. Now, in this case, yes, we can see a drop or two of the coolant that came out of the coolant pump, but we don't see anything on the tray. So in this case, we wouldn't advise the client to replace the coolant pump because this much on, especially on a supercar engine, it's normal, right? We see it on the Mclarens, we see it on the R8s. It's pretty normal to have a sweat coming out of the coolant pump or the oil pump. Unless it's physically dripping onto the under tray, we don't consider it a leak. I think this car is good to go. We will advise the client of what we found and give him our honest opinion on it. And yeah, hopefully save him some bucks as he doesn't need a coolant pump replacement. So out of say 10 V10s that we check, 7 of them will have this stain on the coolant pump. It's normal. Unless it's physically leaking onto the under tray, we don't deem it to be replaced.
You the New Jersey, you don't need to work, girl, you too pretty. You the reason why your fans bought new titties. You know what's coming next, you gotta move with me. Find out you fucked a nigga that was cool with me. When they seen us on the net, yeah, dude hit me.
So when we were driving up to Double J with McLaren, I obviously lost 4th gear. Car went into a soft limp mode, and we've now pulled the gearbox out from my car. So this is a McLaren DCT gearbox. These are obviously the gearbox breathers that we fit. So the reason why we fit this gearbox breather is this is the clutch basket, and there's a cover that goes over this. Now this is usually full of oil, right? The thing about gearbox clutch oil is that when this is spinning, it aerates, right? So air gets into the oil, and that oil, as it gets hotter, it kind of expands. So if the level is here, say for example, when the car is cold, when it expands and gets hotter, it rises, right? And when it rises on a stock McLaren, you've got a breather here, which lets air out, because you can't seal this area, otherwise the oil wouldn't be able to expand and there would be too much pressure inside the clutch. So what you've got is, on the stock gearboxes, you've got a breather here. It's just a little valve here that lets air out. What we've noticed on the McLaren from 2018 to 2021, it becomes overwhelmed, right? So the clutch oil actually leaks out of this area. So when it leaks out, it kind of trickles all the way down here. And another thing that happens is for the air brake. So one is to put the air brake up and the other one is to pull it down. When the clutch oil starts leaking out of this area, if you don't have one of these gearbox breathers, the air brake stops working because the port for the clutch oil to be sucked in and sent to the air brake is pretty high. It's like around here. So if you lose enough clutch oil and the oil is cold and it's low enough, you will get air brake faults because the air brake ends up getting airlock inside of it because it can't suck in enough clutch oil, because obviously the gearbox is losing oil. Anyway, back to my 4th gear. So we took the filters off, we removed the SAV, which is the gear actuator. So on this gearbox, you actually have three different things happening inside of it. You've got the SAV, which is the solenoid actuator valve. This controls the gears. So it goes between first gear, second gear, third gear, fourth gear. It's got forks that shift the gears into place. And then you have the hydraulic unit, which goes here. The hydraulic unit sends fluid to the air brake to rise it and lower it. So the air brake does run off clutch fluid. Around about this side, you have the mechatronics unit, or what McLaren called the clutch control valve. The clutch control valve sends hydraulic fluid or clutch fluid to the clutches to engage clutch A and clutch B. So inside this basket, there's two clutches. It's so that when one is engaged, the second one is ready to engage when it changes gear. So reverse, 2, 4, and 6 are on one shaft, and 1, 3, 5, and 7 are on another shaft. So it's so that when you shift from first to second, the second gear is always ready. You know, it just changes the shaft. The gear shifts are a lot faster. That's why it's called a dual clutch transmission. So this is a Dodson clutch. So inside here, you've got a bunch of friction plates and you've got seals. So the clutch control valve sends oil pressure to the clutches to engage and disengage them. What's happened on my gearbox is one of the seals has failed. Clutch B is failing to engage. Clutch B is on the same shaft as clutch gear 4. Because one of my seals has failed, we're gonna have to pull the clutch out, send it to Dodson, you know, try and figure out why it's failed and come up with a solution. I've been able to confirm as well, it's the rolling launch control at 1300 horsepower that's making the clutch seals fail. So we will now need to work out a solution for this. The good news is my 50,000 kilometer box is still my original box. I've not broken any gears, I've not broken any forks. It's just a clutch seal that's failed, which we will get a solution for pretty quickly.
So we have this stunning example of a 600 LT in for an Apple CarPlay. These are something that has been really highly requested by our customers, as it just makes the day-to-day life as a McLaren owner a lot simpler. These kits are really intuitive and it just makes using the maps, the music, everything as a whole a lot simpler. The CarPlay is wireless as well as wired, so as soon as you jump in, start the engine, seamlessly it connects to the car straight away. This is something we offer on all McLaren models, from the MP4 till the Senna and any other McLaren that doesn't already come with it. The 750S already comes with it, so any new models, McLaren, they'll come with it. So here we have Joel's car back in. Previously we tuned this car and the car had sports cats on it and an X-pipe, but the X-pipe was fitting not too good. So now we have fitted our Infinit performance decat downpipes with stock sports McLaren exhaust. This fits a lot better and sounds a lot better. It's just a lot better setup, we find. The reason we like the stock McLaren sports exhaust paired with our decat downpipes is because this eliminates any exhaust rattles, heat shields rattles that are notorious when changing the exhaust system on these cars because of fitment issues. They start rubbing. You don't have any issues like that with this setup, as it's still OEM. All you're changing is the decat downpipes, and then the design of the sports exhaust is actually really good, so it does sound good. Now we're going to put it on the dyno. We're going to get Joel and Kaja back in, see their reaction, see what figures it makes, and then they'll take the car away.
Bathroom stalls for the powder nose, high heel shoes with the open toes. She's got a good time wrapped in gold for you. All red dress with the devil eyes, so obsessed with the camera lights. You love her, but you can't deny the truth.
I need to give you some ear protection. Do you want earmuffs or do you want earplugs?
Ear
Earmuffs.
protection. Why would we need that?
Earplugs or earmuffs?
Muffs.
Muffs?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Is this how loud it's gonna be?
It's gonna get pretty loud. It's
gonna be super loud.
It's gonna get loud. It's gonna get hot.
And wow, look at this.
Yeah,
the new exhaust.
obviously we've changed the exhaust. The tips on the previous exhausts were just not that great. You know, I wouldn't.
Looks so much better like that.
Yeah, for sure. So we're gonna do some pulls. It's pretty hot today. I think it's like 35, almost.
Yeah,
38
it's
ambient.
very hot.
Cars do struggle to make power in the heat. We're gonna do some pulls, and you guys will finally be able to hear it. The new exhaust.
I see the fire.
It's the fire.
It's much better than I thought.
First time.
Yes.
It's loud, huh?
Yeah.
It's loud, and it's hot, and there's so much wind everywhere.
Yeah.
We had exhausts on our Lamborghini before, but that's next level.
Yeah, I
Like,
like
Yeah.
it.
This is next level.
Can't compare.
Very good numbers.
Very good numbers. I was surprised.
Yeah.
That was more than last time, right?
That's what I was expecting.
Yeah. Last time it was 813.
What was it when we dropped it to you? To compare, like what did we
Good
achieve?
question.
Was
It was around 790, I believe.
760.
762.
Wow.
So it was tuned by someone else, obviously, when it came in. I wasn't happy with it, right? So now
Yeah.
it's more power and it's safer. So this is one of the things that we do on the stock ECUs.
Yeah.
like safety over.
Yeah, because when someone picks a car up for me, they're like, oh, it's summer, I probably won't drive it hard. I'm like, listen, you can drive this car as hard as you want in
Yeah.
the summer, in the winter.
That's amazing.
and you'll be fine, you know, because they put safety features in the ECU and we tune it properly.
Loves everybody. Can't you tell by the signs? She loves everybody. She gets off all the time. It's a dark philosophy, and her haunts are constantly. It's a false alarm to me. She's a